Okay guys, welcome back to another video. This is part 2 of a diagnosis that I done there a week or 2 or 3 ago. I don't know what it was. Girl was out driving on the road and I had condemned an EGR valve in here. What am I doing today? We are doing a couple of bits and pieces on it. So another chap is at shocks and stuff here, so he has them taken out of it, and while doing that I requested that he took off the actual plastic on the top. He didn't kind of needed to, but didn't specifically need to. But anyway, to get in at this bolt here, I said take it off in its entirety so we can get a bit of room. Sitting in there is our EGR valve. First thing I'm going to pull off is I want to get off these air intake pipes across here. There is a little small vacuum pipe hung in it. I'm after popping that out. This pipe, we've one little size 10 down here, and because the actual shock is out of it, now I don't think it's going to matter to anyone, but the shock being removed is not of great benefit. But I can get up there at those 2 size 10s there, you can see on that air intake pipe coming around. So we're going to pull off that, and that will take off our air intake pipe. Right, climbing back up. Once that's off, I'm hoping that we're going to be able to get this piece of equipment in there relatively handy. Pierberg part number, screenshot if anyone wants it, a couple of water pipes, and hopefully just 1, 2, 3 bolts holding this thing in. Yeah, I'm just going to pull off this yoke, get in, and catch you in a second. There's another 2 water pipes actually sitting in where water flows through this yoke, but outside of that I'd say this is going to be relatively fast and easy. While the man's gone for his lunch, I'm going to get this thing swapped out. Okay. Up she comes. It was all relatively painless to that point. I'll leave that sitting over there somewhere. Here we are looking at an EGR valve. We'll get it out, we'll bench test it. I think it's fairly common failure on these things. The Mercedes and all that kind of stuff run this 1.5 DCI engine, Nissan as well, Qashqai's, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be anything fancy or awkward. We have plenty of room at this point in time. I'm just hoping that I'm going to have enough room to get clearance for that little section to come out with the bulkhead there. I know on the Mercedes, the A-Class, they can be a little bit more awkward, but hopefully this thing will come out easy enough for us at this point. Okay guys, our 3 bolts are out of it, but my EGR valve is quite tight in there. So what I'm actually doing is I'm just using, I tried a pry bar, which didn't work. I'm using hammer and a punch, and I'm actually rotating it around. So I'm hitting there, and then I'm hitting here, and then hitting there, and then hitting here. So it's starting to free out, but just in case any of you, I actually had a look at this one, and there are no dowels. Usually I was looking for like a dowel hole or something to stop it from rotating. There are no dowels, so I could then roll on, move it around. Nothing protruding out of that. That can inhibit any, it's only going to be a resistance from being in there with a couple of years. So just tap, 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 and she should start free out. I'm going to give it a pull and hopefully she'll be in hand. Okay, we have her out. And I'm not going to tell you it was wickedly easy. It's still a little bit tight there where I had to kind of fidget around to try and get the clearance to get it out. But look what I have when I pull it out. She's actually filled with oil and stuff. That's just condensation from not being opened. That thing didn't open in years. So it didn't. So she's probably gone a long time. Wouldn't be done only for even the NCT men failed it, I wouldn't believe. So what she should look like is that, and what it does look like is that. Okay. Yeah, horrible. Okay. Verify that everything inside here is clean and clear, and we're going to then be sticking that item back in. Time to reverse. Okay, we're cleaned up in around here. I'm going to try and show you. Look, you can see how it is a little bit tight and or awkward. I'm getting caught in a little, what do you call it? I know we're in there. It wasn't so bad. I suppose with it being cleaned up and loose, it's a little bit handier to get in. Oh, there's a new gasket sat in here. And I was going to go bench testing this old one. I don't think we need to now at this point in time. That motor is just going to be shot. Right, a couple of bolts back in, squeeze them up. The bolts are all fairly handy to get at. I actually used that, and I was able to get in at the bottom one in there relatively easy. The 2 top ones are very handy, but maybe, as I said there, it's harder on other yokes, but on this one it's not that big of a deal. Okay, time to squeeze up bolts. EGR valve in, squeeze up, clip. Spring loaded clip down here. I just used that little yoke for the bottom one. The top one then is one of these kind of yokes. Okay, just to show. And it's time for our air intake pipe to go in and be squeezed back up, and I'll put on the 2 bolts down the bottom there as well. Okay, couple of bolts squeeze in, pipes popped into place, jubal tip on airflow meter, squeeze up, 2 bolts underneath, tight, one on the back nut, and that's it. We'll get it together, get the lad finish off his jobs here, and then I get a scan tool to confirm the fix. Okay guys, right, our EGR valve is in, fitted, fault codes cleared. Have done a very, very small little drive, and lo and behold, we don't have any message coming back on the dash on this occasion. So as you know from the last video, what we were getting was a service light and a check emissions kind of a message or whatever it was here. Here's the same 3 PIDs that we had on the last occasion. The same PIDs as a screenshot that I'm going to be after putting up just previously there, okay? What was happening to us on the last occasion is we were starting the car, running the car, we had a reference position, so EGR valve opening reference, but this one never moved, so that's our actual EGR position. And the minute that the car was seeing this not moving, then it decided to give us that as a kind of a stagnant, I think -4%, but it wouldn't stir. This decided then to go into default mode, and when it went into default mode, it gave us our message on the dash, and once it gave it some message on the dash, lo and behold, then we then wouldn't see the reference change at all. But at this point in time anyway, we can see, will we put in graph maybe format just for visual, which will make it kind of easier. Okay, so only snapping the throttle there, not driving up the road. It's actually starting to get dark. I was on other cars throughout today, and the man was fitting in the shocks. But the long and short is that we can see here that our desired and our actual are doing exactly what it should do. Snap throttle closing, leave throttle off, they're opening, and everything's working as it should at this point in time, and I am a happy camper. So that's it. Pretty simple, pretty easy, pretty straightforward, but hopefully for some of you it's going to be some bit of good and helpful for changing, for seeing. What was interesting is the way the opening valve reference was going to a crazy number. It stopped giving us a good reference number once it saw the fault. So anyway, just for this one, guys, please like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you all in the next cartoon. Peter Kennedy signing out, and I might put this up, look, maybe around Christmas time or 2 days from Christmas or so. So I'll wish you all a very, very happy Christmas and prosperous new year, and I'll talk to you all in 2024. Guys, talk to you later.